Top 10 Neuroscience Essay Topics. Cognitive Psychology and Cognitive Neuroscience. This topic requires comparing and contrasting cognitive psychology and cognitive neuroscience. How do they complete each other in comprehending mental processes? How does cognitive neuroscience utilize brain imaging techniques to scrutinize cognitive functions like memory, attention, and decision-making? Try to answer these questions and provide examples of studies showcasing these areas' interdisciplinary nature. How educational neuroscience supports classroom differentiation. How can educational neuroscience help tailor teaching methods to meet the diverse needs of students? Try to explore it in your essay. Discuss how insights from neuroscience can inform educators about individual learning differences and cognitive strengths. Besides, it's worth illustrating your paper with practical examples. Cultural differences in the self, from philosophy to psychology to neuroscience. Here, you can investigate the concept of self and identity from cultural, psychological, and neuroscientific perspectives. How does culture shape self-perception and social cognition? What are the neural underpinnings of cultural influences on the self? How can neuroimaging techniques help explore them? Use the recent studies to clarify the questions. Consciousness cognitive science versus neuroscience. From time immemorial, various philosophers and scientists have attempted to study consciousness. In this essay, we propose you focus on two approaches to studying consciousness: cognitive science and neuroscience. Discuss the philosophical and methodological distinctions between the two fields. Explain how they contribute to our understanding of consciousness. Also, it's an excellent idea to highlight famous theories and experiments that have shaped each field's perspective. Neuroscience and child development, psychology. How does neuroscience complement and enhance the study of child development in psychology? How have advancements in brain imaging techniques shed light on critical periods, cognitive milestones, and neuroplasticity during childhood? How do early experiences influence brain development and long-term outcomes? Try to find answers to these questions in your paper. Learning methods based on neuroscience. In this essay, you should explore the intersection between neuroscience and education, particularly in developing effective learning methods. Discuss the brain's role in memory, attention, and motivation. Explain how this knowledge can be utilized to optimize learning experiences. It would be great to provide evidence-based strategies and techniques that educators can implement in the classroom. Brain and speech production in neuroscience. This paper should dissect the neural mechanisms of speech production and language processing. We suggest describing brain regions associated with speech and language and their connectivity. Also, you can discuss how research in this area helps apprehend language-related disorders and potential therapies. Social cognitive neuroscience and corporate HRM. How can the principles of social cognitive neuroscience be applied in human resource management? Study the question in your paper. Examine how understanding social cognition, empathy, and decision-making at the neural level can enhance leadership, teamwork, and organizational culture. It would be best to provide examples of companies successfully integrating these neuroscience principles into their HR practices. Cognitive neuroscience, unlearning something learned. Here, you should explore the phenomenon of unlearning and its neural mechanisms in cognitive neuroscience. How does the brain adapt when people need to modify existing knowledge or habits? Try to find the answer to this question and examine the implications of unlearning on memory, behavior, and cognitive flexibility. Parkinson's disease, neuroscience of aging. In this paper, we offer you delve into the neuroscience of Parkinson's disease and its link to aging. Examine the role of dopamine and the basal ganglia in motor control. Show how the dysfunction leads to Parkinson's symptoms. Also, it's an excellent idea to provide ongoing research on the topic.